Uja. Getting my notes together. They fell on the floor and they got all mixed up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, they're just backwards. Uja. Osio. Cherokee. Not the best lighting. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to wait another minute or so. I was a little late myself. This is Tuesday evening. Alrighty then, go ahead and begin. My name is Tachia Ahmed. Some people know me as Arit. And I presented the first half of this session a few days ago. Let's see if I can remember. Today is Tuesday. So I think that was Sunday. Maybe it was, Sunday the 10th. I had seen a flyer. It's calling for an Indigenous Day of Rage for October 10th. And when I first saw it, I thought it was about like healing and releasing rage. And then the other day, I finally went to their website, and they were calling for acts of civil disobedience and destroying colonizers' property and such. And today, I saw on Instagram a video of a warrior in the Bahamas that had like a sledgehammer, and he was destroying a statue of Christopher Columbus. It was really awesome. I put that in there. I thought that was great, and they were talking about starting a GoFundMe account for him because, of course, he was arrested. So I wasn't calling for those type of acts, although, like I said before, they do have their place. There is going to be a time for that. But until then, I'm offering sound healing. So on the 10th, I offered a Cherokee song of Thanksgiving. And then I did the Cosmic Chimes and Chanting for the day, the astrology reading. And then I did the chakra cleansing with the tuning forks. And I ran out of time before I got to the meridians. So this is a sound healing practice that, yes, they did use tuning forks in ancient Kemet. I don't know if they use them this way. I haven't found any evidence of that yet. And so it's a combination of African traditions and Chinese medicine, acupuncture, using tuning forks instead of needles. And then the founders of the practice are, American or people of the North. So this system involves people of the North, people of the East, and people of the South. And then I offered a chant from the Cherokee Nation, which was people of the West. So this is just going to be a short session. If you want more information, you go to my website, lightbeingwellness.com, and be sure to watch part 1 of this transmission. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm going to be using the Solfeggio frequencies tonight. In particular, 174 for removing pain, 396 liberating me of fear and guilt, 528 repairs DNA, miracle tone of nature. I don't know, I'll probably end up using all of them. 639 heals relationships, 741 awakens intuition, 852 attracts soul tribe and restores to natural order. Those are the main ones. We also have 285 influences energy field, 417 facilitates change, and 963 is also important, connected with light and spirit, with the great spirit. Okay, so I had developed a sound healing protocol. A sound healing protocol for healing post-traumatic slave syndrome that also apply to Trail of Tears, things like that. And so it was a combination of points based on the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. And there's 10 Sankofa steps. Sankofa means it's okay to go back and learn from the past. And so I'm going to work with step 1, clearing anger from living someone else's truth. And that's for the liver. And then step 3, the kidneys. So I'm going to use extraordinary vessels, yin cow and yang cow may, and yeah, that's what I'm going to use. So that, and then step 6 is also the liver, anger, stress, and mindfulness. So can't do all of them in one day. So maybe I'll just continue the series ongoing, releasing rage for Indigenous people, the 4 directions. So since I'm going to do that, I will just start with step 1. Maybe what I'll do is I'll plan to go through this all 10 steps again this time for releasing rage for Indigenous people. Like I said, I've done post-traumatic slave syndrome. I haven't done one for the people of the 4 directions. So I'll plan on that. So today we'll just work with the RAN 22 in the liver and the kidneys with, the kidneys. Because I don't have my celestial forks here with me today. I just have a few. Uja, do it for joining. I just gave a brief introduction. Now I'm going to introduce you to the tuning forks. So we've got the Solfeggio Forks here, all 9 frequencies. And I don't know if I can show you. There we go. Tuning forks. Uh-oh. You won't. There we go. And YouTube, I'm not going to be able to show you right now because I don't want to disconnect any wires of the speakers and everything. Okay. So I have here some little charts that show the meridians, and this is from a series when a woman was working with former soldiers with PTSD. So she says, rage and terror are always present. The kidney and bladder meridians mediate the freeze response and our sense of safety. So what are meridians, right? So in Chinese medicine, every organ has a meridian, a flow of energy. And if there's a block in the flow of energy, then we have an illness. And if there's trauma, that can cause blocks in the flow of energy, and then those would later show up as illnesses. So this shows you the flow of energy for the kidney meridian and the bladder meridian. And you can find these if you just look up acupuncture charts. And if you don't have tuning forks or needles, you can just massage along the meridian. Like the lung meridian starts here and goes down the arm. And then these 2 points here are grief, healing grief, releasing grief. But tonight's presentation is releasing rage. So I'm not going to do that. And then so the liver, so the kidney is the water element, and it deals with our emotions. And if we don't release our emotions, then what can happen? It'll cause a block in the flow of energy, and then the kidneys will become toxic with all the toxic emotions. So it's important to do energy work to move and release the energy from trauma because it will show up as illness. And then we have the you saw me put all these in order just like 2 seconds ago. Everything was here. There it is. Okay. And then this is the liver and the gallbladder meridian. We're just working on the kidney and liver today. Okay. So what you do is you get your tuning forks. So for liver, that's anger. So that would be, like guilt and fear. And what do we want? We want miracle transformation. So I'm going to use 639, no, 417. I'm just getting used to these. Oh, I was wrong. I was close. 396. I just got these. I'm not as familiar with them as my other tuning books. 396 and 528. And then you just go along the Living Meridian. And when I do these self-care sessions, energy doesn't know the difference between time and space. So even though I'm putting them on my physical, it's as if I'm putting it on your physical. And so I'm doing this for like the whole planet. That's how powerful it can be. It's your intention. So right now I'm helping the world, the Indigenous people of four directions, release rage and anger. So I'm gonna get a bigger chart. One of these days, I'm going to get all of my paperwork in order and organized. I just keep using it. I'm always busy doing something. Okay, so here's a bigger picture of the Living Meridian. Can you see that? So you literally just start at your toe and work up the meridian. What does it say? From the base of the little toe side of the big toenail. That's pretty descriptive. And in case you didn't know, traditional Chinese medicine and Chinese culture, Chinese society in general, began with, African Black people, the Qing dynasty, and also in Japan, the Ainu people were originally Black, then gave rise to the what we know as Asians today. In fact, they originally were called Afro-Asiatic peoples because it was just one set of people that traveled, just like we discussed in the video from Sunday. Okay, so I'm just going to be putting the tuning forks along the meridian and up to right about here. And this is for releasing anger from the liver. Goes up the inside of the leg. And up to the side, and up, and on the other side. So like I said, you can just do self-care practices with just using acupressure. So if you're interested in, getting the charts or whatever, I'm going to be starting a self-care class really soon. I can't say exactly when, but it will be very soon. I could be like in the next year. But I am getting it going. So next we want to release pain from our energy field. So I use the fork 174 and 963. Releasing pain and connecting to the divine. Just do the same thing along the Living Meridian, up my leg. I have a piece of rubber on my leg that I use to get it to vibrate. The other leg. I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but I have lots of self-care videos on sound healing that I've done at the Kim and Tones Cosmic Sound Healing channel, so you can just watch those to get an idea. Okay, so that was the liver. Now the kidney meridian. Kidney meridian starts in the ball of the foot. That's really hard to show on camera, but I have done it. Okay, so for the kidney meridians, we're going to go to the heart of the matter and our intuition, because those deal with like our feelings and emotions. Okay, so this one is for the heart. What else is it? Heals relationships, right? That's right. Heals relationships. So this one starts on the ball of the foot, and it also moves up the inside of the leg. It's a little different though. It's close to the ankle, and then up the leg. There. If you do on one side, you want to be sure to do on the other side too. Make it balanced. And let's see what it is. This one changing energy fields. Facilitates change. No, influences your energy field and facilitates change. 285 and 417. This sound healing is really effective because the sound goes into the body and it can alter or alter your molecular system, the molecular structure of water and the fluids, the blood, the albumin in the bones, the marrow. And it can also imprint the water in your body. I don't know if you saw the work by Dr. Emoto where he took water samples and wrote words on paper or whatever and attached to the water samples and then froze it and then looked at the samples under a microscope. And some of the water he imprinted with positive messages like, I love you, you're beautiful. And some were negative like, you're ugly, you're stupid, I hate you. And the ones with the positive messages were perfectly aligned, like perfect snowflakes. And the ones with the negative messages were like deformed, like, like that. And so that is how our bodies work. Our bodies are 80% water. And, we hear sounds all day, sounds that we didn't choose, like the airplanes flying overhead or the microwave or the refrigerator making noises or people yelling or people angry at us. And so we get imprinted with those sounds. So we use these frequencies or cosmic celestial sounds and send the sound directly into the body. Like if you have a sore shoulder, you send the sound right there and then it heals the shoulder. And that's why meditation music and certain music makes us feel a certain way, and other music with low vibration makes us feel like a lower way. So anyway, back to this session. I'm going to do the kidney with these tones. Starts with the ball of the foot, goes up to the ankle, up the side of the leg, and then up the center of the torso, and it's just from the shoulder blade. Side, up the ankle, up the leg, the center of the torso. Right below it doesn't end on the lung point. It's right near it though. Okay. And then we have extraordinary vessels. Extraordinary vessels are like meridians, only they're not attached to organs. They're attached to like patterns or habits or personality traits. There's even some that deal with ancestral issues, and that's one of the ones we're going to be using tonight. And again, this is taken from the Sound Healing Protocol for Healing Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. And like I announced earlier, I'm going to start working on my protocol for healing from, Indigenous rage, from things like the Trail of Tears and boarding schools. And then after that, I'll do one for healing from sexual assault. For tonight, we're going to deal with the charm, which addresses intergenerational ancestral imprinting. It's called grandparent-grandchild imprinting. Clears both muscle memory and cellular memory. Trauma, PTSD, cellular memory, old trauma, kidney, reproductive issues, prostate issues. prostate issues. I used to get those words mixed up all the time, but now I think I got it. I'm glad I caught myself because I haven't typed prostrate. But it's prostate issues, menstrual issues, neutral space between the kidneys. And yep, so that's the one we're going to do. And then we're going to do yin wei for the heart protector. The inner gate helps to unwrap the heart chakra. The Grinch who stole Christmas gets thicker with each new hit. Trauma that is left unresolved in the heart gets less and less space to express itself. Old heart chakra issues allows us to accept what we observe. Anxiety, nightmares, insomnia opens up when one is shut down. Survival mechanism for abuse. Okay, so those are the extraordinary vessels we're going to do. I have charts. Yeah. It's these two. This is the yin wei, and this is the chong. Yin wei and chong. And you can find this information if you just Google extraordinary vessels, and then you can just learn about them. Or you can take my self-care class when I get it going. Level 1 will be self-care, and then level 2 and 3 will be more of like an initiation for those who want to become practitioners of Kim Chung's cosmic healing. Okay, so for the ancestral imprints, I'm going to go with miracles and releasing guilt and fear. Yeah, because this is the one for the kidney. And so the points are inside your arm right here, and the other points on your foot. I'm not going to be able to show you that right now. But this is a global healing. I'm doing self-care on myself and for everyone that's watching the call and the replay, and then ultimately sending out waves of healing that will travel the entire globe. Because energy doesn't know the difference between time or space. So just set the intention and then the energy goes. So you put, I'm going to start with my left foot, this one. So you put on your left foot and your right arm. And this, the Solfeggio, the extraordinary vessels make like a figure, they make an energy of a figure 8 in your body. And so if there's a break, then the energy is, infinity symbol. I said figure 8 because he's an ice skate. The infinity symbol across your body, like that. And so if there's a break in the energy flow, then you have a physical ailment or depression or nerves. So the extraordinary vessels help restore that flow. So I chose the charm because it deals with ancestral imprinting, intergenerational trauma, kidneys, all that good stuff. And change the energy field and connect to the divine. Now, I have had people on these calls with the self-care where they actually felt a shift. So if you feel anything, let me know. Oh, look, somebody left a comment. Thank you for being here. I'm happy you found me too. I'd be so lonely if it was just me up here talking to myself. Hello. I know Jai Jai. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I apologize if I'm not saying it right. My eyes are kind of old. So, okay. And now we're going to move to the yin wei. That is the one for healing the heart. And we're going to, since we started on the left foot the first time, this time we start on the right foot. And it's just the reverse of the one we just did. They're just opposites. So this one you start on the hand and end on the foot. So I'm going to start, well, I'm going to start on my left hand and end on my right foot that way. Okay. So this one's for the heart. So I've got the tone for the heart, healing the heart, connecting relationships, and divine order, restoring to natural order. I feel like I'm playing Twister with myself. Usually do it 2 or 3 times whenever you're using the tuning forks. Unless you're doing like a quick session when I do the mobile clinics, I just do a few minutes. I mean, one, we don't do 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going to use divine intuition and changing the energy in your field. Yeah, sounds good. Cleansing the heart, healing the heart, cleansing the REU, releasing rage from our liver, from our impressions from the past, clearing out any ancestral trauma that we've inherited, because even if your physical wounds heal, until you deal with them spiritually or emotionally or energetically, the energy, the pattern is still going to be there. It's just going to keep playing itself out and repeat. So we represent the generation that's able to heal that, energetically. I know that shamans have been doing it for a long time, but now it's like more common for people to do their self-care rather than having to rely on someone else. All right, so that concludes the meridians and the extraordinary vessels. And then the last part of the treatment is with these great high frequency forks, and they just go in the energy field. So, I don't know, maybe YouTube can hear those really good. Sending energy to you, restoring natural order, awakening intuition. Connecting to the divine, healing the heart, connecting relationships, healing relationships. Eliminating pain, guilt and fear, rage, trauma, anger, frustration, violation, abuse. Play this one all day, huh? Miracles. Wow. That's nice. All right. I feel complete. Yeah, I was having a very challenging day, and I kept saying to myself, I need to make time to do sound healing, self-care. So I'm glad I got on here and did this. And I hope you learned something. I hope you felt something. Looks like another comment. What do the different colors mean? Great question. So the different colors represent different frequencies. And tonight I'm just focusing on the Solfeggio frequencies. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I'm not really positive about the origin of them. I'm going to do some more research. However, I have noticed a difference since I've been using them, because I used to just have the celestial tuning forks that are tuned to the different planets. But every color represents a different frequency. So 174 removes pain. 285 influences the energy field. Guess that'd be better if you could hear them, right? 174 removes pain. 285 influences the energy field. 396 hertz liberates you of fear and guilt. 417 facilitates change. We definitely need change, right? 528, miracle tone of nature, repairs DNA and transformation. 639, the heart heals relationships. 741, awakens intuition. 852, attracts soul tribe and returns to natural order, spiritual order. And last but not least, 963 hertz, connect with light and spirit. So I did a self-care healing session using these tuning forks from Chemitones. Well, I don't make tuning forks, but it's the Chemitones Cosmic Sound Healing set practice, which is based on acutonics, which is based on Chinese medicine. It's like acupuncture using sound instead of needles. So when I do these self-care sessions on myself, it's like I'm doing it on you, because energy doesn't recognize time or space. So I was offering sound healing to help release rage from the Indigenous, in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day, the Indigenous People in 4 Directions. So that is what that was about. And part 1 had to do with more of the sounds. I did an astrology reading with the chimes, and I did the chakras. And so please watch part 1 on YouTube, and I'll be posting this session on YouTube as well, the replay. And if you'd like more information on Chemitones Cosmic Sound Healing, just drop me a message. I'm going to be starting the self-care classes as soon as I get myself organized. Yeah. So that concludes the presentation for Releasing Rage, Indigenous Peoples Day. This was part 2 where we did the meridians. And it's been great. I feel good. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. The next celestial presentation will be the full moon. Oh, I don't have the date in front of me. And then the spiral dance medicine wheel will be honoring the middle of fall on October 31st. October 31st is when you clean up your space, your sacred space, to get rid of toxic energies and, negative negative, some of them are ancestors, negative spirits that are lingering, so that on November 1st, your space, your mind, your body, your heart is clear, so you can welcome in your benevolent ancestors. That's what it is. Non-benevolent ancestors and benevolent ancestors. So traditionally, at least in this tradition, the 31st is when you clear out the negative evil spirits And November 1st is when you welcome in the benevolent spirit. So we're going to have a spiral dance medicine wheel on October 31st to open the way for a wonderful All Saints Day. Had to rhyme. Dia de los Muertos. Okay? All right. Thanks again for being here. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Peace and love. Hatab Osio.